Hey people, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a lovely little fun video that I saw somebody else do. I literally just finished watching a few of them and I thought this is fun. I'm going to talk about 5 absolute boss killer debut albums from my collection. I saw Mr. Boulder do this and I was like, hey, that's a cool idea, because in a way you could just literally, it doesn't have to be themed or whatever. Obviously it's rock and metal, but like it doesn't have to be super duper themed. So I thought, cool, that'll be a good time. So yeah, it's just a quick little filler video, you could say, but it's still going to be good fun. So yeah, we're going to take 5 albums from my vinyl collection and discuss why these are some of the best debuts ever. So without further ado, let's get into it. So they're not in any sort of order. There's like it's not a ranking, it's not a countdown, it's just straight up 5 albums. So the first one that just happens to be facing me first is black metal pioneers from Sweden. We've got Bathory's self-titled debut. Oh, that glare's a bit annoying. But yeah, Bathory's amazing 26-minute 8-track black metal blitzkrieg masterpiece. This came out in 1984. Obviously, like I just said, Bathory are from Sweden, and this album stands as not just like a great debut, but literally a great Bathory album. To me, it's virtually perfect track by track. Like there's not much space on here that isn't good, if you know what I mean. Cawthon does absolutely amazing on it for vocal styles. Obviously it's 1984, so like it's not, some people would argue that it's not like proper black metal, but at the same time it's just one of the definitive early openers for the black metal genre, and I just love it. Every song on here is great. Hades is so much fun. Reaper is cool. Necromancy, Sacrifice. Go listen to Sacrifice if you're struggling to get into black metal because it sounds a bit, hardcore. Try out this album because it's kind of tame compared to other black metal. But yeah, Sacrifice would be the one that I would throw towards you. In Conspiracy with Satan, Armageddon, Raise the Dead, and War. Literally, it's just such a phenomenal record. And even if you're not a black metal fan, if you're a metal fan and you don't have it, your collection is lacking, because honestly, this album is just all out killer from start to finish, really. So yeah, that's our first one for the day. Bathory's self-titled from 1984. Now, obviously, if we're going to talk about debuts, obviously you have to bring up the debut that basically invented the genre. And I know it's pretty cliche to own it, but we'll just get it out the way. Obviously, we're talking about Black Sabbath's self-titled, all the way back from 1970. Obviously, this physical copy is not from 1970, but still, it's a bit like the Bathory one. Obviously, every single collection must have this in there on their shelf. It's like, you could call yourself a metal fan if you don't have this album. No, I would just laugh and walk out, to be honest. But yeah, literally, some people, it's not the best Sabbath work, but it's still such an incredible debut, and I think it's fantastic. And like I say, it's a must own for everybody. The song that showed us who they are, Black Sabbath, you know immediately when you hear that guitar, when you hear that thunder and the church bells, you know immediately what's coming. You're just about to get onslaughted with heavy metal, and by God, doesn't it just do that? It's so good. The Wizard is a bit funny. Obviously, it's got that what's it called, harmonica section in it, but yeah, it's all right. Behind the Wall of Sleep and NIB, they're all good. Those two are great songs. Evil, and then the side B, which is pretty much a jam sesh, like throughout the whole thing. Evil Woman, Sleeping Village, and Warning. Yeah, Warning's like a 10-minute just jam fest of hard rock and heavy metal. But yeah, literally Ozzy Osbourne, Tony Iommi, Geezer Butler, Bill Ward, the founding fathers of the heavy metal genre. So much respect for them. It's not even funny. If you deem yourself a metal fan but you haven't heard this album, stop what you're doing right now and go listen to it. And yeah, it's obviously the opening album for everything else that we like. So yeah, very important, that one. Black Sabbath's debut from 1970. I should have possibly separated these just to kind of keep the genres different, but I mean, next up is another magnum opus of black metal, and it is 1994's De Mysteris Dom Satanis by Mayhem. if you've heard anything about Mayhem, if you've only heard one song by Mayhem, but not entirely sure where it came from, 10 out of 10 guarantee that it came from this album. This album holds so much history behind it, so much controversy, I suppose. It's just insane. Mayhem themselves are surrounded by controversy. So, yeah, literally. A lot of people would argue that this is the greatest thing Mayhem have ever done. I might be on that team, but I mean, still, as a debut and a way to introduce your band to the world, De Mysteris is just phenomenal, literally. It starts off, it's a bit unorthodox black metal, obviously, because of the vocal style, but, we've accepted that. Funeral Fog is great. I love the vocals, the lyrics on that. They're awesome. Obviously, Freezing Moon. We all know how Freezing Moon goes. We've all heard it 9,000 times. But are we bored of it? No, I'm definitely not. Cursed in Eternity. I love Cursed in Eternity. I think that's my favorite song on the album. I remember listening to that ages ago, and the ending of Cursed in Eternity is just mental. Pagan Fears, Life Eternal, From the Dead Past, buried in time and dust, but then that iconic guitar intro of the title track, De Mysteris, Dom Satanis. Have you ever heard anything more spine-tingling than that? Oh, bro. Honestly, phenomenal record, and stoked to own it. This one is purple, which makes me really happy. But yeah, honestly, go check out De Mysteris, Dom Satanis if you haven't done so already. This one isn't exactly heavy metal. It's more rock opera. You can't talk about debuts without talking about the great Michael Addy, also known as, to the world, Meatloaf. Bat Out of Hell, 1977. Holy damn. When I first heard this song, I was a bit like, yeah, whatever. And then I got a little bit older and I heard it again, and then I was like, wow. 9 minutes of pure rock opera, like car crash, Broadway theme stuff. It's just insane. The album cover just lures you in with just how incredible this album's going to be. It looks like a heavy metal album, but I wouldn't classify it as a heavy metal album, no. Bat Out of Hell, fantastic. You took the words right out of my mouth. We've all heard that before. It's all on the classic rock and sometimes the classic like pop hit stations. Heaven Can Wait is a ballad one. It's probably the weaker one, just for me, just because it's so it's such a ballad. It's not funny. All Revved Up, No Place to Go. That's fun. Don't lie to yourself. You know you love it. Paradise by the Dashboard, though. That's a fun song about keeping your word to your lady, only to you want her that bad, so therefore you got to marry her. Real Broadway stuff, that song. But yeah, literally, this album is 12 out of 10, hands down. Rest in peace to the big man, and just honestly, phenomenal record. Please go out and get it if you don't have it already. And then, of course, we get back into the metal with 1980. Oh, what year did this come out? What year did this come out? 1983, Slayer, Show No Mercy. Honestly, I would consider this one of Slayer's better albums. Like, honestly, maybe it's just because it's got so much more of a new wave of, it's kind of new wave British heavy metal vibe. It's a lot more, for a better word, power metal-y, power thrash-y stuff. If you've heard the album, you probably know what I'm trying to say. It's a very catchy album, and it's very sing-along-y. Like I say, there are some power metal vocals on here. Yeah, it's obviously Slayer, it's fast, but some of the riffs on here, man, they're catchy as, and they bounce, and it's just like, that is fun heavy metal, really. Evil Has No Boundaries is a great song. The Antichrist is fun. Die by the Sword, Fight Till Death, Face the Slayer / Metal Storm. They're great. They're great songs. Literally, Black Magic, Tormentor, The Final Command. Oh, the way that song says the words of that, says the name of the song. Wait for final command. It's just like yes, and Show No Mercy as well. Literally, I was quite unfamiliar with this album when I bought it. I was just like, yeah, I'll buy it just because we'll see what's going on. And my God, am I so happy that I bought it. It's nothing special. It's not splatter. It's just black. But honestly, I love it. Go check it. If you're familiar with Slayer, yeah, we all know Rain in Blood and all that other stuff. But go listen to the debut. Honest to God, it's really, really good. Highly, highly recommended. And I've just noticed that the title of this video says 5, but I've actually pulled out 6. So I could have stopped there, but I just thought, nah, we'll get 6. Obviously, because it's my video, I have to talk about, in my opinion, the greatest debut of all time, Iron Maiden's debut. If you've seen any videos on this channel, you probably know how much praise I give this record. I love this album so much, and a debut list can't be completed until this one is mentioned. Like, I listened to this album for the entirety of my teenage years. I had a band. I forced them to listen to it, and thankfully they liked it. Honest to God, every song minus Iron Maiden, the song that is my least favorite song on this album, which is a shame because it's still played today. But I mean, anyway, Prowler is a fantastic song. The harmonies on that are cool, and it's just such a simple. It's just a simple song, but my God, is it fun. Remember Tomorrow, a song that doesn't really get talked about, but kind of nice. It's slow, but it picks up again. Running Free, yeah, we all know how that goes. Phantom of the Opera still stands today as my #1 Iron Maiden song of all time. Nothing they do or have done will surpass that song, in my opinion. Transylvania, great instrumental, so fun. That riff is really good. We know that. Strange World, another sort of Remember Tomorrow-y ballad, but doesn't pick up. It stays slow, and it's nice. It sounds good, and then gets picked up again with Charlotte the Harlot, and that's got a fun opening riff. Really love that. But yeah, and then Iron Maiden ends the album. But still, such an icon debut album. I swear, like this is actually an original pressing. This was my mum's, and when I left home, she gave it to me. So sweet. But yeah, literally, go give yourself some time and listen to Iron Maiden's debut. Honestly, there's so much more to Maiden than the Number of the Beast and Power Slave and all that other jazz. Listen to this stuff. Go find out where they came from. Honest to God, probably my favorite record ever. Nothing will probably surpass it. Awesome As team. That's what was going to be my 5 awesome debuts. But instead it was 6. But don't worry about it. Next time will be 5. Let me know down below some of your favorite debut albums, and let's converse. If I've listened to them, I'll give you my feedback. If not, I'll definitely listen to them and check them out. I love debut albums. To me, they're so important. They are where the band is at their most purest, their most keenest, purest at heart to do what they want. And honestly, there are some amazing debuts out there, and they should all be listened to. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'm in the middle of an album ranking at the moment. That should be up soon. But until that happens, stay inside, stay safe. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, share, all that fun stuff. But yeah, keep smiling. Hail Satan, and I'll see you all again soon.